What's up, everybody? My name is Galston Anthony, the best to ever do it. And as always, I start off my intro with saying, please like, subscribe, and comment. And make sure you do hit the comment section so I have a little bit of a feedback on you. And the subscribe part is so that the algorithm can understand what you guys want and send you more of my material. Today in studio, I got somebody that no matter where she goes, you cannot miss her. The presence of this girl is not just in the virtue of looking at her, but also in the music and so much more. A girl with blue hair. I actually wonder if she has a different color hair ever. All right. Her name is Moonchild. Welcome to studio.
Fantastic. You're funny.
Now, I actually wonder, wait, I got so much to ask. Let's start with the blue hair. I think before we, I said action, I spoke about how I met you, and it was a very, very brief moment. And you've gone blue since then. Like, are you sticking with the blue? Or are you gonna?
I'm just consistent. I mean, it's the same hair I got rejected from getting deals with, and my work had to do the talking.
Okay.
And then there was acceptance, and I didn't care to look for that because I was always allowed to express myself from a child. I used to color my hair every holiday. I was allowed to express myself. So as soon as I got to varsity, I had red, and I had red for like over 8 years or whatever. And then there was an American coming out after years of being ridiculed. Like, people would even spit when I walk past, oh, Satanism, Gothic, all this
Wow.
rubbish. And I didn't care. I just ended up calling my fashion brand Moonchild Culture because I studied fashion design based on the ignorance. But it's crazy because I've got like a cult following with regards to just my music as well. Outside of breaking out, when I just do whatever, I still got like this cult following. So just it to be. And then a certain American did, and in that moment I was still in Durban, and I knew someone was watching me because I'd been doing these fashion shows with these two brands that were housed under one house. So it was whiskey and cognac. So I'd do like a cosmopolitan type fashion show for this one, and then I'd do like Saturday night out, cocktail vibes. And I knew someone was watching me, and I knew the people that surrounded me wouldn't believe it because I knew their mindsets, and I knew I know my storyboard. So I was like, that's my passion. I did that line 2 years ago, and that's someone is watching me basically, and I didn't need anyone to tell me anything. I didn't even bother sharing it. All I knew was what's my next. Then I shaved my head off because all of a sudden now when I come through after 2 weeks of the song being out, they're singing the song when I come through the corners. 2 weeks prior, they were saying Satanic Gothic. I was like, screw you. So first lesson was, oh, okay, so we don't know our own power at home. Starts there. That was the first lesson for me. Number 2 was I know the mindsets. I know my art. And someone's watching me, so I'm not going to learn to protect my next one, however it comes, because I don't do research. Even in fashion school, like, they were called me the Black Vivian Westwood, and I had to Google who that was because I don't follow in music. I don't follow in fashion. I don't follow. I do my own. I love doing my own thing. And so when I had the teal, it's teal, by the way.
Yeah, it's more teal, turquoise teal.
It's teal.
Teal, gotcha.
From the family of turquoise, which is the family of blue. And so when I did this one, I called my lawyer. I was like, I moved to Joburg, had my hair grow, and then I got the teal mop, and then I did it. I was looking at a mop, I was home, did it, and then I came back, called my lawyer. I was like, yo, David, I'm gonna be great, and they're gonna steal this before my time. Because I've seen them do it already at a higher scale. And so protect me. I don't have money right now. And then he was like, I believe you, Moon. It was David Dyson. And I was like, okay, cool. Then he patented the hair. All the publications took out that this is mine. Brands have to communicate with me. All the stipulations, because I was protecting it mostly from brands when they call it inspiration. Meanwhile, they're taking the entire image. So I was ready at that point. So the red was the lesson for my next because I'm just a well of creativity. Yeah. And so with regards to consistency, it's a no-brainer. I'm just consistent in general, and it's especially worse when I am intending on doing something bigger that no one sees because no one saw it coming anyway. No one saw it as they see it, and no one's even going to see how big it's going to be, which spaces I take it to outside of just commercial coins.
And I've actually just Googled Vivian Westwood, and I don't see any blue on her, or unless, of course, you're talking
Not
about
the hair was always original.
in a sense of expression,
Fashion school,
right? Gotcha,
designing.
gotcha.
in a sense of expression. It's the same way as when people that know Brenda Fassie in real life will say, I remind them of Brenda Fassie. It's not the music.
Yeah. Oh no, she was expressive as a
It's not the
individual.
music,
Yeah.
exactly. So I feel
Oh
like it's the
yeah.
same with
Speaking about
regards to.
Brenda, oof, Brenda was. Y'all have similarities in that regard, right? Like she
Yeah,
would speak.
definitely.
She just said it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know this sounds very, very childish of me to ask these questions. Probably ran through these questions a lot of times. So when you go to sleep, you definitely take it off, right?
No.
You keep it on.
There's people who've never met me without my hair.
I
Ever. Even
ever.
people
Yeah.
I've slept with. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have like various versions of the same hair?
Yes.
All right. So
Different shapes. Because I twirl all the time. So I gotta have change. I've got a suitcase of just the hair.
or just hair.
My carry-on luggage has got just the hair. I don't put it over because I've had 2 instances. Landed in Miami. Ta-da! It wasn't there. Landed in Austin. Ta-da! Fortunately, I was playing a couple of days after, so I could go back to the airport and we delivered it. But we don't play like
Oh, I
that with
see.
the
I
hair.
see.
With
Got ya.
regards, yeah, because no one's gonna do it. I do it myself.
Speaking about airport, do you get like searched to see if there's
No.
any nobody
No, my
bothers you?
passport, my identification, my visas.
Everything looks like that. Okay, got ya.
So in fact, someone with braids will be searched and not me.
Ah, okay.
I'm sure they know me at those cameras. I
Yeah,
pretty much live at the airport.
by now, right?
I live
By
there.
now they know who you are. Okay, actually, let's take it a little bit back. So you're a girl from Port Elizabeth. I know the name of the city changed, and there's no way I would say it correctly. And so let's just skip that part.
How come?
And you left home quite early, right? How old is early?
After matriculated at 16.
16.
So
So were you
17,
a
I was in
genius?
first year in
Were you a
Durban.
genius, or you just
That's
started
the
school
smart
a lot
kid. I
earlier?
started early and I never failed. So I was a smart kid. I was just immature. So I passed. I always passed. Like I played a lot because I was a kid. Because always the youngest in class. And the only trouble I get into was only for talking. I was never problematic. I didn't like boys like that. I thought people that were engaging in sex were stupid because I watched a
I
lot
was
of
about to ask
porn.
your.
I watched a lot of
Yeah.
porn. My brother's stash. So when there was no one at home, I go watch my brother's stash. So by the time Emmanuel, people are like, who have watched the real thing? It didn't make me curious about sex. It just, I knew the term. So I'd say something like, do you know what a cock is? Asking the girls who've lost virginity and they wouldn't know. So I'd think, that's so dumb. So you're engaging in something that's dumb. I just smoked cigarettes because everyone was doing it. I'm just like, I'm not one of y'all. So I was a rebel with the cause though.
But it's quite
As a
interesting
kid, I was just, yeah.
because I'm trying to get the psyche. So you weren't sexually expressive at that time.
No, I watched sex and I thought people that were sexually engaging at that time, like my peers, were stupid because they didn't know the sexual terms that I now watched in porn. So they engaged and I was watching advanced.
Right.
So when I come back and tell them about this, and now I'm just like, this is dumb. I never had FOMO because I was always occupied. My mom occupied my time with stage. So I was in front of the camera from 6 months. I was modeling by 4 Face of Pep stores and in Port Elizabeth. And by primary school, I was touring nationally during ballroom and Latin competing. So I was exposed even with regards to just dreaming. I dreamt bigger because I was exposed to more. My mom made sure. My mom groomed me into this
Right.
thing
And so
because art has always been a home for me to express and all that jazz. I even studied fashion design because I was just an artistic kid and stage was comfortable. And therefore, I didn't even know the world would ask me, how are you yourself? I'm just like, I thought I was normal. You wake up, you breathe yourself. I'm me. But I got to understand because I came from a creative, privileged background. I don't have the same mindsets. I don't have the same struggles with regards to needing permission to do art.
Gaia.
Art was seen, so I knew I could be great, wealthy, and amazing, doing exactly what I loved.
I have my little stereotype that people from the southeastern side of the countries are some of the most expressive people, particularly the women. Women are very expressive, expressive through and through. So I think that was also a genetic advantage from my stereotype point of view.
I think it's Xhosa people.
But particularly those from the southeastern side, because if you go to the Cape
Cape
Town,
Town,
they're not as
spicy as
Yeah,
Xhosas
no,
from PE.
correct. So
No, we're spicy AF.
yeah,
What are Xhosas we talking about when you crave F&B e-wallet?
F&B e-wallet. Okay, so y'all
That's the typical on socials, don't you know?
gotcha. No, I know. We'll talk about that. Oh, so you in Durban and you decided what? be going straight into music, or did you do some schooling at the time?
I studied fashion.
Studied fashion.
I studied
So
fashion
at
and I
that point,
studied.
did you know that you were gonna do music?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I've been writing for a long time. I'd done girl groups and stuff. My mom would organize the gigs, so I teach them to dance and sing and stuff. When there was Spice Girls, we became Peps Girls, and it was Destiny's Child. I was Beyonce, only because the light skinned girl couldn't sing like Beyonce, so they'd give me Miss Kelly, and I'd be like, "Let's sing." And then before she couldn't sing, I'd get Beyonce, and so it started
At
like
least,
that.
at least you won Michelle. Think about it.
It doesn't matter.
the
Every
beginning, yeah.
role mattered. I love Michelle. Actually, her soul was relevant to the Destiny's
trio.
Child. Yes, she was soulful. She was relevant to it. And fuck what people say. I love Michelle, and I could have been Michelle if only I had her soul. I was the ass shaker, so I had to be Beyonce.
Yeah, to be Beyonce. You know, my little gripe with Destiny's Child as a factor that they took away the first two women and replaced with Michelle. Because I was a kid. I think we're not too far from age, right?
I'm 87.
I'm 85, and I loved the other two girls that wasn't Kelly, and I think one's called Tiffany, and the other one had reddish hair.
Yeah, one's acting now.
She's acting.
Latoya.
Latoya and Tiffany, or was it just Latoya? And I forgot.
Latoya and someone.
Yeah, and they changed it. I'm like, where's the other girls? Hopefully they drop an album. I think one dropped a song and it didn't do much.
They've dropped like Latoya like it. She's an actress. She's in a lot of the Black American movies, and I didn't care.
You didn't care.
I didn't
You just
care.
had to be Beyonce. That's that.
was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care. Beyonce was there. I didn't even feel it. I don't even think I noticed them. I probably decided in my head that it was dancers.
Nah, they were active in the group. They
I'm-
really were.
I'm
It's just
sure, but I
nobody
I didn't
cared.
pay attention.
Okay.
I was just bringing Beyonce's parts.
You know what? I need to ask Matt, who also Beyonce's dad and I are friends. I should actually ask him. So why did you ask the other two from the group? Because he was managing them at the time. You know, he's like Joe Jackson. You know, they've got their hands on. All right. So you decided. I'm gonna fast forward to the time you become very popular, and your sexual liberation or sexual expression is very, very high. Now you've explained to me how people chastised you, called you names, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Now, you coming from that background and say a country like South Africa that's a little bit more, I wouldn't say they're traditional because we're having less and less traditional, that's for sure. Your sexual expression and liberation versus, say, a girl that wants to do that, do you think that is like a destabilization of society?
About us wants to us.
A girl that wants to sing and then she knows that for her way to go forward, she has to sexually express herself. Then you have someone like Moonchild who's hyper expressive, right? And then do you think that having a Moonchild, lots more Moonchild will like kind of like mess with the industry, or do you think just one is enough?
It's never enough, man. I mean, there's a lot of people that can shake society in so many different ways based on things that are just normal, but society refuses to accept and acknowledge. And mine is pussy politics. And my existence is for anyone else to exist, because I would be tired if I wasn't being myself. Because it would be a job to be myself, to deal with that shit. I don't deal with that shit. Because I had to learn. I learned while dealing on some, actually. I can't, because I'll never be tired being myself. So that's just gonna have to get over it. And it's so there should
But
be
this is
more.
not
I
so
mean,
much.
there's already I've
It's
already
not
seen a
so much
difference.
yourself. This is more like, let's see, you know, in
I
the
don't
bigger.
know what the marketing thing feels for someone who has to act like someone that's already taken. Because I'm not being someone else, I'm being myself. And I don't know how someone else feels when they have to do someone else. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my portion. But with regards to the liberation, voice mattering, there's so many different ways to do it.
Sorry for submitting your thought, because I wanted to just ask you on those points. So, have you not you've sexualized yourself, right? And then being sexualized, is there a difference
What
on
is
the feeling?
sexualizing myself?
Then what are you doing? What do you
What do
call
you
it?
mean? What do you mean of sexualize myself? What does that mean?
Over sexual expression.
What is over sexual expression? What is sexual expression? What is over sexual expression? Give me the scale.
Okay. So to break that down into definition becomes very, very tough. But let me tell you from what I see, right? Is that, say you're anything that is sexualized in terms of shaking ass, or, you know, looking something that makes us raunchy, right?
So
That's
something-
what I call
So
sexualization,
So
self-sexualization.
me over sexualizing myself. is based on you saying the actions that I do are so I should name them what you call it, because you over-sexualizing me doing what I do is not me over-sexualizing myself. That's how you see me.
That sounds like
That puts it
semantics.
on me. It is, because I don't see myself as over-sexualizing myself. I'm expressive and I do what I want. When I want, I work my ass off. I shake my ass because I can. As by the way, I learned how to shake my ass in Xhosa traditional class. Because Xhosa traditional dancing, yes, so sexualization is outside of myself when I'm doing something I learned where there was no sex attached to it. Me being violated has allowed me, instead of crying, knowing that there's no help with police, I've taken people, I've been there, where there's no help, I fortunately have a diary where I can actually use my voice and liberate the rest. I've been violated in tracksuits, I've been violated in whatever. What's the point of wearing something you don't want to wear if you're going to be violated anyway? Because of people over-sexualizing you. So how is that question mine to answer when it's your view of me about over-sexualization? Because I'm just doing me and I can. And how you view me is over-sexual. So it starts with how do I answer that question when it's your eyes and your view? And I'm just doing me. Number two, what is the scale of sexualization and then over-sexualization? What's the difference between those two? And who is in charge of sexualizing the person?
It's interesting because my next question is around that, because you said how you
Answer the question first, and
yeah,
then you'll
so
come to the next question.
so I'm
It's a
answering
conversation, I guess.
I'm
Yeah.
answering the question within the question. So it's great that I'm being questioned on the show. I love the idea of that. I wanted to ask within your question is that, okay, because we see it with our eyes, and now you say that's called sexualizing. It's like, then what's the difference on each
The
side if we have to hold
saddest part is
the
the
scale?
fact that it's the Africans
Mhm.
that sexualize my image. And then the whites who do research about African traditions are the ones that actually get liberated for what it's supposed to be. They feel empowered, they feel liberated, they feel free, they feel like their voices matter and all that jazz. And it's sad that it's the Africans that adopt European ideas, which is crazy because it's put that way when Europeans are literally taking in because they are studying us, right? And they take in what the message is. I'm not over-sexualized outside, and I'm booked all year. And here, where we grew up with being naked, where I learned to shake my ass from my traditional dance class, blacks are the ones to sexualize us. Here at home, where it's like, it's dumb.
I want you to know that I'm not mad at it. I'm just asking a
I
couple of
don't care
questions.
if you're mad at it or not.
Because if we go to
No,
Germany,
I don't care if you're mad at it or not. It's not personal, right? You're
yeah, it's
asking me
not
what
personal.
people are saying, right? And when you said me being over-sexualized was me being asked by you. So I'm assuming you're asking for people, because me and you here, we can have this. We're having it, right? Because it's your eyes.
I think I'm asking from
So
perspective, from your personal
because
perspective.
if Makatsi is wearing, and when Makatsi shakes her ass in beads, there's no over-sexualization because it's automatically attached. So I'm supposed to wear my vintage traditional clothes to express my dance that was given to me when I was a kid. It's dumb. It's dumb. So I can't answer that question because I don't over-sexualize myself. How you view me is based on your mindset and your eyes and how you see me. And I know what my message is. And
Careful
those
of
who
your
hear it,
microphone.
those who hear it. But I can't answer a question about over-sexualization when I'm not over-sexualizing myself. I'm just free. I've created a world where I can do whatever I want and say whatever I want.
Look, from the part that you speak about, outside, I'm guessing it's Europe because I've lived in Europe as well, and I understand how Europeans are. You go to Berlin, the
The
past there.
world. The world.
Mm-hmm. Well,
The
you could say
world.
there's certain parts of the world with a little bit. Greece, that's also another place where
Russia, there's also another place where
Russia,
there's oppressed
right?
white people in a fold-up stadium looking at a black girl coming from a punk date as freedom.
That is an interesting perspective. I've never been to Russia, so that's an interesting perspective. Okay. Now, you're in the industry. You have beef with the industry. Where are those beefs? Because they're in different
With the
places.
industry.
Yeah. Like a misogynistic or a patriarchal beef. Where did that come from?
It's not in the industry. There's no beef. There's a reminder of women and the people that shake society, the queer, to continue shaking the world because their voices matter. Fuck society, and them creating a world where they to themselves are not comfortable and try to oppress the people that are supposed to shake it. That's why society is the one to call it black sheep, when it's the people who see the world different who are able to shake it and shape it.
Look, either way you are successful, right? Either way you have won. Look, I've known you for at least a decade. You're probably there longer. Either way you won. I'm just trying to see.
I keep winning because the message has not stopped. There's still misogyny in general. But when it comes to my work,
misogyny, break that down, because I want to see
misogyny is
from your
just, for
world.
instance, going into studio, you have to learn how to say fuck you to a plate of dicks after making a hit, when they know it's a hit. And you learn how to maneuver that shit. And you win. Excuse me.
But then where's the misogyny? I'm just trying to understand.
They try it because you own a vagina. They try it. When a boy comes and records, it's like, oh, I'm fit. Then they go. They don't have to give ass. They don't have to find ways to maneuver how not to be mapped on. They don't need to find ways of... They're working 10 times harder. Is the same in every industry. That's why you won't necessarily hear me talk about like I've had interviews where they ask, oh, when you were in the jazz space, how do you feel about men? I don't care. When I come to fuck up an industry, I fuck it up. I just learned ways on how to maneuver this thing, because I'm not going to sleep with anybody. I'm going to get my paperwork in my split sheet, and I don't play like that. I'm not going to be famous and be broke. So I'd rather not have friends and just focus on my business with regards to that part. But I don't care. When I make music, if I'm going to fuck it up in piano, I fuck it up in piano. I don't care about girls or boys. I make music, and my music has no sex. That part is, the moment you acknowledge that part, for me, in my head, the moment I acknowledge it or I name it, it feels like it exists. And even in its existence, how I move, I don't operate with, if there was a man, I don't operate like that. It's mangiza ngiyakuruza konke, mangwina ngwina konke, ayina sexy atyam. Iyanyisa nje, it just rocks. And when I make the music, my message is to liberate the kids. When I was molested when I was younger, if there were songs that made me own my body, celebrate and own this stuff, I would have questioned having to hide this violation that was happening. There's so many people who actually come from families this stuff is swept under the carpet. My message will never end. My message will never end for as long as there's men.
But then let's track it slowly, right? Because I'm trying to understand what misogyny means in in your regard, because it sounds like a misnomer if men are trying to make you work with an open leg policy, right? I get that part.
That's everywhere. That's in every industry.
Yeah, I could understand that with the open leg policy, and I can understand how you don't appreciate that, but I don't see the misogyny in that. I think it's unfair. I think it's not right. I think it's bullshit, but I don't see the misogyny, because it means that there's a sense of, although misogyny has been redefined into like the hate for women, right? I just don't see where the hate for women comes in there. So do you think that's a misnomer maybe?
I don't know.
Gotcha. Let's go into molested. YouTube is not a big fan of this kind of topics, but hey, I'm going to do it. How deep do you want to talk about this molestation?
It's not deep. My cousin used to come during December holidays at my aunt's house. He'd molest me. And
what does molest look like in this regard?
He'd touch me with his fingers. He'd finger me, and he'd kiss me. And he'd make me feel like I wanted, and then he'd disappear. And then I'd keep quiet. I didn't realize it was molestation until my cousin, back 2014. My cousin was like, oh, actually, your cousin, I saw him, he was touching the girl from next door. And I was like, wait, what? Oh, shit. And in 2014, I was like, oh, damn, I was molesting me the whole time. But I'd been through other things at that time.
Give me the psyche of a girl at that point, because obviously I'm a guy, right?
Yeah.
So you can be molested as a guy, but it would feel slightly different or very different to say a girl being molested. But give me the psyche of a girl being molested at that given point. So it's more like, okay, a guy touches you in ways that make you feel uncomfortable, and you thought that was okay because?
I don't know. I was a kid. It didn't have to make sense. It just made sense. It's the same as you break your leg and hide it from your parents because you're going to be in trouble, but you broke your leg. You're not going to be in trouble for breaking your leg.
I've heard people do that. For me, you break my leg.
It's kid logic.
I didn't have that logic. This is why I'm trying to...
It's kid logic. That's why I make music for that kid.
Okay. Gotcha. So, where's that guy now?
I don't know. Life fucked him up.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't look back. It's like...
You don't look back.
No, I only see therapy, and that's where I look back. But with regards to life, I don't look back. I don't do black tags. I don't do things like that.
Well, such people are very pernicious to society. They need to be deracinated. So how about, because you mentioned that a cousin of
I
yours or a
make
friend of
music.
yours.
It's so much bigger.
Mm.
It's so much bigger. I mean, I make so much music. It's so much bigger. Those situations already confirmed what I was already writing about, because I wrote about sex just after losing my virginity. And it was so in depth that the guy choked. Then I said, it just like, that's crazy. And then it just went into, just started with sex, because I remember my next couple of poems, it was me infecting people with HIV, because I hated the poetry I got from girls where it's like, he violated me. I was never that girl. I come from a mother who was part of syndicates, who was a hustler. I come from a father who was, come from a hustler family. I know the scorpions from my family. So I come from that hustler
It's
situation, and
crazy.
um, I never, I never encountered women that were complaining. I encountered women that were making shit run. Like the top thief in PE was married to a detective. She was a boss. Like I know motherfuckers like that. So when I came into poetry space and girls are like, I couldn't relate to that girl. So I started writing about the girl I knew. I'd been writing about the girl I knew. So it went from sex, and it was all sex attached with the, actually, y'all are sleeping in the world, because just because I'm cute and pretty, I could be, I'm assassinating all these motherfuckers. Turns out, I realized years later I was actually exposed to this character I'd been writing about. Not knowing it was a character. I'm just, because I'm always the narrator. I'm always the person. I'm the character in my poetry. So I was the one who was infecting. I was the one who was hypnotizing and doing the shit. And it would leave the rooms like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, well, you guys grow up. And in the same breath, I was very protected. This is what I was exposed to these people, because my mom was such a socialite. Um, and Uzuziwa, I met her years later. I think like maybe 5 years ago. Not even, maybe 4 years ago. And I was at a funeral, my sister's funeral, and I was like, oh, you're here. And turned out Zuziwe is, without me thinking about Zuziwe or whatever, how I was going to be narrating that part was get sex into infecting people. Then like they embedded in my subconscious, I guess, because when I realized, I was like, damn girl, because she used to come to my house. She was someone else's daughter, but my mom just like better. She was a funny girl. So my mom just make sure she takes the ARVs before she goes out. Every time she goes out, she goes and says, "Stambi." My mom was Stambisa, so they called us a Stambi in the hood. I raised a Stambi. I'm going to infect another married man, and that was the thing. She's still alive. And that's the woman I dealt with. I didn't deal with the one who, oh, my husband came back and infected me. I didn't deal with that one. I met the one who said, I got infected by a married man without knowing. Now I'm infecting all married men. That was her thing. She's still alive.
It's interesting how your thought process is. It's I can see how you got hardened in life, right? You got very, very hardened, and you try to say, okay, fine, there's a route that people walk in terms of self-victimization. You're going to either be the one that's going to create the narrative of where you're going to walk and not self-victimize. I like that, right? There is a sense of just
Not necessarily.
okay, please correct me.
Um, because even with this other one, take me, I'm yours, violate me, I don't have a choice. And I was like, oops, don't forget to take the tampon out. Um, I literally got raped like that over 10 years after. And I remember the whole script. And so outside of all the like these things were a part of what my purpose was ultimately, which is music. And what my actual purpose is, what my message is within all of that, which is always going to be liberation. But for me to get to liberation, I had to, these people were all necessary in me knowing my exact path, because now I'm a pussy politician. And
Pussy politics. Tell
yeah,
me, sorry, I'm gonna jump in and out of
no,
different
yeah.
topics, right? And the reason why I ask this is because I'm starting to see that you do have different characters. I wouldn't say personalities of characters, but there's different versions in yourself within yourself.
No, I mean, everyone has different versions of themselves within themselves. I'm quiet when I can be. I'm not quiet when I'm a nerd, in general. I play blonde when I don't have time for shit or engagement. Um, I'm soft when I trust you. and you'll never know me.
Okay, then
Just know what I give you.
what does a typical relationship looks like? I'm like, hey, I'm really in love with you. I want to be with you. I think you're the girl for me. And then what would that look like?
I don't know. No one has the balls to mac on me.
I'm macking on you right now. What's up, girl? Maybe after this interview, we
That's
can.
too weak.
How do you want it?
I don't know because I do it myself.
Oh, you do the macking. So I was not off when I said early on that when you approached me about 10
I
years ago.
approach.
Okay.
I'm fearless. I go with everything. I say what I want when I want.
So because I'm really trying to understand, I'm pretty sure you had some sort of relationships within, just say decade and all. What does that look like?
I'm a gifter. I gift forever. I'll probably hire you, stuff like that. So I took a break from that because I'm usually very dominant. I'm naturally dominant. So I don't like slow people. I don't like complainers. I'm solution based. I know that comes from me having run away from home because there was no time for tears. So it's like, right, okay, we're done. What are we doing now? But I've got therapy because one thing I've done is I grew up watching all the greats and I saw how they all died and I knew I wasn't gonna die like those greats as a great. Therefore, I got therapy from the first time I could afford therapy for like 1 month, one session a month, into having full on same therapist for like over 8 years and stuff intentionally. Because there's no way I'd die for my diary. Because a lot of the times the art comes from a dark place. You bring light to the world, then you forget, and then when you die over overdose of something, people ask, "Oh, you were in your height," and so I clocked that very early, and I knew that was not going to be my end.
What does your OF look like? Because I've
Right?
never OnlyFans.
I don't have an OnlyFans one.
Right?
I was trolling.
You're trolling.
You see what I give you? I'm not selling pussy. That's the over-sexualization. I was trolling the over-sexualizers.
Would you?
No, I don't gotta. That's a lot of commitment. I've got music to make. And what you see is what you get. Like, what you see is what you get. You can take you'll never even find news on my phone. I don't do that shit. I protect my image, especially knowing what people expect. I protect myself sexually. I protect myself. I protect myself in general. That's how I can liberate. That's how I can do even AIDS tests openly, because I say, like, if you're gonna open your legs, you better open your mouth. You better carry condoms like lip gloss, like, because it's shit I do, And there's things people just expect, and it's like, oh, thank you for being the reminder of looking after myself. I can't even afford to rock and roll with my life, because rock and roll doesn't have to be your life.
Rock and roll. I like how you use that word because it's in your music to some degree as well.
It's everywhere.
It's
I'm a
everywhere.
porn star only in relationships, not to pieces.
Gotcha.
All the music I write about, and I'm a porn star and I talk about sex, I do that shit in relationships. I don't do that things to car service providers. No, they don't. I ain't working for nothing. But when I'm inside, I'm inside. I'm a gelling girl. Like, I was a jola.
But that's what I'm trying to
Jola,
figure
I'm
out.
a mang jol.
I'm trying to
And the
figure out
thing is, the
because which takes
consistent.
me back to my previous question
Yeah.
is that I want to know what that looks like because you say you can be all these things, but okay, let me break it
I've
down like
never,
this.
I've never jolad with a person who does more than me.
Who does more than you?
So I've never had someone. I've never submitted.
You never submitted because you do not want to?
No, because
Is that part of the
looking up
not
to,
being
like,
liberated?
I would, like, sometimes I'd be like, I want to look up to you. Like, I want you to be doing shit that makes me wet,
And what are those things?
And so,
What are those things that make you?
I don't know, it made me inspired. I was like, oh my God, you're killing shit. Like, okay, cool. Okay. Like,
It's
because
very
I don't
vague,
sleep, right? I
right?
don't sleep. I want to feel like I'm not sleeping. I don't sleep already. I want to feel like I'm sleeping when I deal with you and how you deal with your shit. Like, I just love just presence as well. Like, presence. I mean, I don't submit. I've submitted with a person I had terms with, who was my service provider, who was my situationship, and it was just sex. Where it's like I submit, and then I run shit as a reward. That was fun, but I wouldn't submit to them if I dealt with them normal everyday. Because there'd be things that I'm just like, it's not so, boss. Oh, it's not so, boss. I love a boss. But I've never met a boss that's not a bully. So I don't like being told what to do. Like, for instance, I might be going on a date later today. They sent me a message saying, please, no cameras. Can you please be like your average self today? Wada wada. And I had so many answers. I just looked at it.
Not questions, just answers.
Can I please be normal? You met me. I can't. Don't come with cameras. That's assumption. Who rolls with cameras? I don't roll with cameras. I'm not at work. That's assumption as well. You're not asking me. You're telling me these things you've assumed of me. And therefore, I blue tick that. Because you've decided there's no point of me being involved in this
So
conversation.
you're going to this date still?
I'm going because I will set them up like this. I don't do clout. I don't do type. I don't know. I don't even want it to be misconstrued. It's them saying it in my face.
I want to take you out on a date.
Nah. For what?
What do you mean for what? I want to take you out on a date. I want you and I to have a dinner, have some meal, and then see how that goes, Bob.
A dinner in Crazy 8.
In Crazy 8, is that the game you play? I like Uno.
Pretty much the same, but I'm the one being taken on a date, so I should suggest.
No, it's not how
We'll
it
play
works.
Uno another time, maybe.
But do you like being wined and dined, or do you prefer like bowling dates?
I like being wined and dined.
Wined and dined.
Yes.
What are you? I know you're not a Chick-fil-A. A McDonald's girl. I'm pretty sure you are.
I eat McDonald's, one burger once a year on a very drunk night once a year. I'm not a McDonald's.
Not a McDonald's girl.
I love great food. I know what I want from which restaurant.
Which restaurant would you go to? So I can get an idea.
Sanelly, I love the lamb knuckles. Saints, I love the chicken, and I love the lamb. Their what's that lamb leg? Lamb shank. I love the lamb shank with polenta and the carrots. Then at what's the place in Podcast, the Italian place? I love the paella. At Saigon, I love pho. Beef pho.
So do I have to send you a dress that matches with your hair and you'd wear it and
that contrasts the hair.
or contrast the hair? Because I'm not very good with colors. I have to get somebody to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Teal or black?
Teal or black. So I'm gonna
Or red.
is that
Actually,
you gotta
I don't care. Every color looks good on me.
every color. Ashwin, you need to
I don't
send
like
me
brown.
her sizes so we can get her a dress and we can do this date. All right, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna fly out the country for a couple of days, and I'll come back. We're gonna do that date.
So don't cover your camera.
Just don't bring your camera.
I shouldn't bring my cameras. No, there's no need for cameras.
Okay, don't bring
There's
your
no need for
camera.
cameras.
I want your real authentic self.
Exactly.
This is already the real authentic self of you.
You're not getting the joke.
I do.
Okay.
Okay, let's speak about mental health. Something you've spoken about and advocated for. So there's a lot of things going on. It's actually kind of hard to track your conversation because it gets a little convoluted because it's a little bit of everything.
That's how I write music so quick in the studio. You say one word, I've got 17 stories because I see pictures. So it goes, and if you cut the tape, it's gone.
So your mental health issues, for lack of a better word, where would they come from? Would they come from maybe the past, or is it a combination of the time you got to do at work, how the industry can be punishing?
Not the industry.
Where does it all come from?
No, I think it's just probably the past, because in the presence of God, in the presence of the in general, probably the past. My sister was formerly abusive to my mom, and so it'd be like, I want to be like her. I've seen her beat a man. I've never been in a physically violent relationship. I've been in a verbally abusive one. I've been in one where they fuck up with my head because I'm headstrong. So they start here. And then when I snap out, I tap out. I don't look back. As I've never gone back to excess. But it's definitely, I think my sister with the verbal abuse, that's the part I hate the most. So I've got to switch off. Or I used to have a switch off or explode. So I have to talk. I have to talk. I have to feel it and say it as I see it, as I feel it. But with regards, I don't have depression, things like that.
It's crazy because now I'm sitting here trying to do some psychic evaluation. The why am I doing that? I'm not quite sure why, but I'm trying to get to understand you as much as possible. So an advocate for mental health, then you have sexual liberation, and then you do a lot of music, and then you have these multiple, I don't know if it's personalities within yourself, but then you create so many stories within it, and then all of that becomes one, and then it's hard to. So I'm like, wow, it might be quite something being with you as a boyfriend.
I swear.
Is this the first time you hear that complaint, or is that something you hear quite often?
No. People just are scared of me.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Scared of you
saying
how?
my energy, my demeanor.
Because I'm not
And like
scared of you.
approach, because I'm here. I'm open enough. But if you just, there's even, I went out on Sunday, went to Zonnefontein, and there's people who said on Twitter, they all just tweeted on some, was that really you? I got scared. It's just my demeanor.
Now, a sexual question. We get busy, you and I. Hair stays attached?
Yes.
It doesn't come off? What if I'm a hair puller?
You don't touch my hair.
What if that does something for me?
It's levels. There's levels to this shit.
What does that mean?
There's levels to this shit.
I still don't know what that means.
There's levels to this shit.
So I got to take that answer.
Yeah.
Okay. So other, your boyfriends, so to put it, they've seen you without your hair.
I mean, not. And last relationship, I had a girlfriend. And yeah, I mean, I was with her for 2.5 years. She sees me change it and stuff.
Gotcha. And you allow nobody to take pictures of you in any
No.
given moment without it.
No one
Say
sees
they
me
do.
to begin. No one sees me. Mean like in the bedroom?
Mhm.
Fuck no.
Say they do. What happens?
I don't even take nudes.
Would you pull the trigger, ask questions later?
Pull the trigger. Ask questions later.
Is that you? Okay, gotcha. Because it's crazy. I don't think it's ever been seen without the hair. So I'm trying to figure out, as a man to a woman, how's that gonna be?
Or you're a woman to your woman.
A woman to a woman. I mean, I've
I mean,
never
I'm
been a woman
bisexual.
before. I've never been a woman before. I can only be a man.
No. There's levels to this shit.
There's level to that. Okay. Music wise, because this thing is we never even spoke about your music, right? So you do like, I don't know, 17 different genres all in one.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I do everything.
I mean, you even had a word for it.
It's future ghetto funk. I'm
Yeah.
future ghetto funk.
Yeah.
My genre.
And you're literally the only person that's doing that.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's just like, and then I just shape shift into every genre. And when you hear it, you hear me on every song, every genre. You hear me on everything. I'm a shapeshifter.
I think that's the word I should have used this whole time. Is that instead of saying
even with, got you. Yeah.
Correct. So even conversation, you shape shift into so many different forms and ways. So trying to keep up is very, very tough. So it needs somebody very sharp.
My jokes are even that ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I don't laugh. But like, I'll give you like a fact from some news that came out in China yesterday into something that we're talking about now. So I'll be like, oh, I'm doing that thing. But if Ash is around, I know, okay, Ash, at least we're gonna laugh. And then I get like, then you're never gonna understand me, because even when I talk, like for instance, I don't like arguing. I have to go, okay, wait. Did you just say if or did you say when? I need to make sure my response or non-response is based on the right thing. I don't want to waste my energy basing it on if, but you said when, So I'm so like, I'm annoying in an argument because I'm pedantic. Yeah, you gotta use your words right. Otherwise, I'll check you back or like give me a pause meet.
You and I have that, and it's like I track the conversation as best as I can. But because you're hell of a shapeshifter, I'm trying to figure out where to go next. So I think I'm starting to gather who you are.
Yeah.
So when I sent you your blue or black dress and have you submit, that would be
And
like
bring
a
Crazy
conquest.
I'll bring Crazy 8.
Crazy 8.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So back to the music. 17 different genres, and you write 17 different stories in a song at the same time, right? That's part of, who you are. Why did you choose so many genres? Do you feel like you have to express yourself in multiple forms? And could that also be an advantage why you've been called in Europe versus, say, an artist who is more or less compared to you in South Africa does not get called on that side, but you do? Do you think advantage, disadvantage?
I didn't choose the genres.
The genres chose you.
No, I choose music. Anything I feel like go. And it's crazy because I don't listen to all the genres I end up making, because I literally listen to people I'm going to work with next until I work with them, literally. As I'll play the same song for 5 years until I work with that person. I didn't choose that. It's the fact that I didn't want to choose. I don't like choosing. Also, I'm a last born. That says, like, I don't want to choose. So it translates in everything. I don't want to choose my sexuality. I don't want to choose boys or girls. No, I don't want to choose.
You just do.
I just do. My stories aren't boxed. I'm still storytelling, and my stories land on anything and everything. I make music to nothing. I can write and finish a song now. I make music to metronome. Producer will be making a beat. I've done with the
You're making
3
music
songs.
to metronomes. That was a hyper creative woman.
Yes, I make music to nothing, to something. There's no environment that. So what's there? There's nothing. I can produce at any position. I can produce anytime. I just am. I never even. I tried that thing when I was like, oh, I want a mirror when I saw coming up as in the alternative space. And I was like, I don't care. I want the darkness as well. And I was like, I don't care. Fuck it. I don't need conditions. I just need to deliver. And so one of the biggest things my team sells outside of just like the music we're going to perform, excuse me, my global sync team, they sell my speed. Like, we'll get something from, I have to do a thing for a Hollywood movie now, and they'll want a song. They give me the theme, the brief, blah, blah, blah. By 5 p.m. I need to send it back, and then I'll send an EP's worth of that same idea.
Wow.
It's glad. And then when my management team speaks of my speed and things like that, they think she's overselling until I deliver. Then they think she undersold. It's crazy. So that's why, like, my mind is so great for the arts. Arguments. Oh Lord. Oh, now you gotta stay on course. Why? But yeah,
Where you appreciated more musically, here or Europe?
I'd say because I could base it on currency. Of course, it's more outside, right? But when you think about the people you impact the most at home as well, it's the kids that were told it's impossible. The kids who couldn't even dream. Seeing a black girl who's doing her own thing with her home mop. It's like, oh my God, I could succeed as a broom. Oh, I could succeed as a shoe. And as a black girl in my language. That for me is so much bigger. The impact is so much bigger. Even though in the world I make people shake ass, the English are known to be prudes and reserved and stuff like that. And I make them go wild. And that's a beautiful thing to see, where you break people out of their shell, where traditionally it's just been like that. Um, it's so there's different places. I love it when I liberate in places like in the Scandinavian territories, where you've got oppressed white people looking at you as freedom. So you are something different to everybody, but in hindsight, it's all liberation.
Gotcha. Have you ever performed in South America?
South America, name the places.
Brazil.
I'm going to Brazil. I've got a tour in Brazil now, December.
December.
Brazil is crazy. It's my top 3 in my streams in the world.
A word?
Yeah. And I'm only doing my first tour this December. I got called by my team 3 days ago. They were like, oh, so the tour is supposed to end in October. The one we know, it's not, we don't really stop. The announced date, but there's more because there wasn't enough space on the page for the dates, but it's fine. There's like over 20 shows now already. And then there's more now. They've just added America and they've added Brazil, which is November, December. So but it's always like that, because even last year the tour ended in December. We were like landing on snow in Norway in December. It's summer here, but I mean, it's gone beyond chasing summers now. We just a necessity.
You know what? Go to
of,
Copacabana in Brazil. Have you heard of that?
Galazalokam.
No, Copacabana.
I know the name.
Yeah.
I haven't been.
Oh yeah, go there. You'd fit in just fine, and you'd love it. You say December. Do I have plans for December? I mean, we could talk about it if you don't mind.
Dates?
I get the dates from Ash.
Okay. I don't know dates. That stuff in real life, I don't know.
The only date you're gonna know is that dress that you're gonna wear when I take you out. See, I could play with words too. All right. What does your bank look like? So a girl's making it out there. Give me a year, maybe 2, and say, this is how much I made that here. I was so happy with myself. And that's what making looks like.
I don't talk money, but I've got an accountant for my business in South Africa. I've got an accountant for my business in America. I mean, in the UK.
In the UK. Good and well. But I still want to know,
I don't talk money.
Mm.
No.
Why not?
It's my prerogative. I'm good.
You don't want the tax collector to be like,
I pay my taxes. I actually did a campaign for taxes in the UK.
a word?
I got accountants. They run my shit. My shit is smooth. I'm not one of them.
You're not one of them. Okay.
Nah. I take care of that. You have to take care, because a lot of managers in South Africa don't teach artists to take care of their business. In fact, they become more famous than the artist.
Where's that
In
happening?
South Africa.
Who's more famous than the artist?
A lot of people. The climate in South Africa is managers are more famous than artists. Managers cheat artists. Managers don't have the right structures for artists' longevity. They just, with the artist hype, they go where they don't seek for bigger business and things like that. They're not equipped, because a lot of the times the artists have their friends managing them and shit like that. They don't even take simple online courses to be able to grow the brand. So if the calls are not coming in, they're not making calls because they're not equipped with the right things, the things that need to preserve the artist's longevity and their money, and actually
Ashwin.
owning,
Are you doing the right thing?
Oh, honey, we're in the winning team, baby. Ashwin is not in this country just as we. Ashwin is literally, we're here all
Right
the
there.
time.
Wow.
Yes.
Gotcha. Well, I wanted to ask.
He gets
I
reminded
wanted to
every time we
see.
have to do something here. He gets reminded. He goes, paperwork. I have to explain what a split sheet is. This person is really famous. They don't know a split sheet. People are making money from their sweat. They're not getting their money from their paperwork.
And you make sure
Anyway.
your dollars
Oh,
get to your
honey.
account.
I teach. I've got curriculums where I teach. I do conferences. I'll be in Abu Dhabi teaching about liberation, Black savage independence. Everything I am, I teach about it because I learned it as I went. I didn't get taught.
So if you're that girl that teaches, because I'm actually starting to connect things, right? Expressive, liberator, teacher, and I'm starting to see the human that you are. Why are you withholding, say, what your net worth would be? It is not to the interest of Galston, right? It's more like to say, okay, young girl, since you're trying to be taught, since you're trying to learn.
Young girls, when you make money, shut the fuck up because it's your money. Thanks. And put the right things in place and grow your money. It's no man's business to know. It's nobody's business to know. Don't ever talk your price. Get people to speak the price for you, because that's when they negotiate. And then it's good for their pocket, not yours.
I can't argue that. You look at me next, like, what you gonna say about that? That look. I like that look. Okay. Girl, being here in a room with you is interesting. There's
Middle name.
interesting.
They don't know. They'll be like, oh my God, you look so interesting. Your music is so interesting. Oh, your clothes, so interesting. I was like, I'll take that as a compliment, thanks.
No, it's an absolute compliment.
Oh, no, I know.
Mhm.
I know.
It's an absolute
You weren't
compliment.
even saying it to me. You were saying about the room, and I was just like, middle name, because a lot of my things are attached to interest.
Okay. I think outside podcasts, I think I want to get to know you a little bit more. I think there's a lot to pick from that brain of
luck.
yours to see what's in that mind. It's
Good
ahead.
luck.
Good luck. I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty good at learning. I've got hyper speed learning abilities, so there's no luck needed. I'll be just fine. What's that laugh about? It's like, who? This guy has no idea. Is that what it is? I mean, this is back to my stereotype. Girls from the south side, exposure girls, y'all are interesting. It's hard to keep, but you like at the top of the food chain with that. So it might even be more difficult for me, but nonetheless, I can handle it. There's that laugh again.
We're hilarious.
Nice. So concluding it, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I think I have lots more questions to ask you, and I got to figure out in my head how am I going to ask these questions to get to understand you better. Right. So when the time is right, you're going to sit down here with me, and that dress, the one we're going to go on the date and not bring cameras, is the one that you're going to come here and sit with it here, and I'm going to wear the same clothing I wore that day and have that interview like that. How do you feel about that?
Okay, cool. That dress will be hot. That dress will be fly.
You know, I'm trying to figure out because I've never quite seen you in a dress before. So,
Go to my social media.
Go to social media.
Something.
Okay, we'll definitely do that.
BDSM.
What does BDSM mean again?
Google.
Man, I think I'm getting too old for this shit. Like BDSM and all these little. What does it mean, BDSM?
bondage, discipline, setting.
Oh wow. Okay.
Type dresses. Like the last dress I
Oh.
wore, I got it from a boutique in Germany.
Got ya.
A BDSM boutique.
BDSM boutique. Gotcha. Now I'm gonna Google that. Okay. Thank you for coming. You're a rock
Thank
star.
you for having me.
So until next time, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think I should have asked so that next time I'm on, the seat with her, I'm going to ask her questions because she had a lot to say. I don't think I was ready per se, but I think for what it's worth, I got to understand it a little better. And yeah, I am going to take her out on the date. I'm going to come back and I'm going to take her out on the date. And unfortunately, there's not going to be any pictures because no cameras allowed.
No cameras
No
allowed.
cameras allowed. So until then, it's peace out.